What's going on, guys? It's Rage, and welcome back once again to some more Black Ops Cold War. Now, here for today's video, there's quite a few things that I want to talk about. For starters, I wanted to thank you guys so much for really all of the kind words on the Modern Warfare 3 reveal. To be completely honest with you guys, I was and still am completely shocked that they even invited me to that event. Like, I really didn't even think I was on their radar like that. And again, just going through all the comments and just seeing all the nice words and congratulations, like, it really just meant a lot to me. So again, guys, seriously, thank you so much for that. And with that as well, we have just recently hit 60,000 subscribers. So again, thank you all very much for that. Honestly, it's been a really long time since I've hit a milestone. It's actually been since Black Ops Cold War that we had a milestone like that. Gonna continue to give it my all going into Modern Warfare 3, and just, I hope you guys enjoy the ride. Thank you for being here. Again, there's a whole lot more that I want to talk about as far as Modern Warfare 3 goes in the future of that, but enough of the sappy stuff for now. There's two more very serious things that I wanted to talk about here for this video. One is another state of Cold War, because once again, recently the other day, we got another tweet from the Call of Duty Updates Twitter where they put out another security update for this game, because Cold War has been kind of in shambles, really more so in the whole sniping scene side of things. I mean, obviously it does affect the whole game, but it's been bad, like really bad in 12v12 and just, again, amongst the sniping community. But also yesterday as well, on Friday, we got word from David Vonderhaar that he has now left Treyarch after 18 years of making Call of Duty games. He's no longer with Treyarch. I feel like I might be making it sound a little bit more dramatic than it may or may not be, but it really does kind of feel like the end of an era for Call of Duty. I've just joined into a lobby where someone's war machining and they got strafe runs up. No, I'm gonna just peace on out of this lobby. No, thank you. As much as I enjoy playing 12v12, there's certain players that I know, there's certain lobbies that I join into, and I'm just like, you know what? Nah, I'm just not gonna deal with it. I will continue to complain and mauled over war machines and strafe runs and everything like that. It's just, I'm not playing against it. I don't care. With David Vonderhaar leaving, it really does again feel like the end of an era for Call of Duty, because he was one of the last original guys that was just a part of this whole experience. Vondy's been around creating Call of Duty games since Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1. Now, to be completely honest with you guys, I haven't played Big Red 1. I'm pretty sure that was a PlayStation 2 game. I know it was like a Call of Duty 2 PS2 kind of expansion for the game, kind of similarly to like World at War Final Fronts, I think it was called. I think that was like 2005, 2006, then Call of Duty 3 came out in 2003, World at War in 2008, all the way up until here, Black Ops Cold War in 2020. Putting it into perspective, it's crazy to think about how long David Vonderhaar was actually with Treyarch, and just the character development of Call of Duty over the years. There's still something within me that constantly thinks back to July 23rd, 2013.
I'm coming for you, Valky. I'm gonna find you.
Assume all contacts are
Wait, what? Oh, I was gonna say, brother, I just spawned in. What happened? And it's actually kind of ironic that we're playing on Nuketown right now, because I remember uploading a commentary on July 21st. On July 21st of 2013, I remember uploading some Black Ops 2 commentary, and then 2 days later, the DSR got nerfed. It's really been over 10 years since the DSR got nerfed, and I remember the exact date. I gotta get a grip on reality. It's just wild to think about how different the Treyarch Call of Duties were back in the day. Like, again, especially comparing them to the original Modern Warfare games, the original Infinity Ward games, how different World at War was to COD 4, Black Ops 1 to MW2, BO2 to MW3, you know, so on and so forth. They broke quickscoping in Black Ops 1, nerfed the DSR in Black Ops 2. Black Ops 3 and 4 sniping are seriously some of the most satisfying we've ever had. David Vonderhaar has always been the guy. Now, going into the recent Black Ops games, more so with Black Ops 4 and Cold War, surprisingly enough, David Vonderhaar apparently didn't even really have that much of an influence as far as what went on with the multiplayer side of things. I think in the case of Black Ops 4, he was more so really focused in on Blackout, and on Cold War, I think he was really a part of Fireteam. So really, depending how you feel about Black Ops 4 and even Cold War multiplayer, that wasn't really David Vonderhaar. So if you're someone like me who still really enjoys BO4 and Cold War multiplayer, then I'm not really all that worried to see what the future of Black Ops is going to be like. Like, I would imagine for the Black Ops 2024 game, Cold War 2, whatever it's supposed to be, that it's still going to be a good game. I'm not worried about that at all. I still think that despite the circumstances that Cold War was developed under, this is still one of the best Call of Duties we have ever received. Might be a hot take, but there are times where I feel like I could put Cold War as a top 5 Call of Duty game for me. I know that might sound blasphemous, but it's not entirely a set in stone top 5 for me. There's just certain days where I feel like I could put it in my top 5, you know? Tragic, we lost by 1 kill. It's just weird to think about, though, that David Vonderhaar is not going to be that guy anymore, like that studio figurehead. Kind of like Robert Bowling in the old days of Infinity Ward, like he was that community guy guy for COD 4, MW2, MW3. And even though, again, he hasn't really had that much of like a multiplayer influence to my understanding with BO4 and Cold War, it's just he was always there. Now it just feels really weird that he's not there. I mean, he did say he's working on some other stuff that hasn't been announced yet, so going into the future, we'll see what he's doing. But yeah, it's just, it's a weird feeling. Like, it's a weird end of an era feeling. Don't know if I've mentioned this recently, but I've also made the switch back over to hold to aim on this game. It's only just now with Cold War that I've finally started to embrace the whole hold to aim thing. It just feels better on this game. I know a lot of you guys are going to tell me that's how I should be playing regardless on PC, but look, I'm a weirdo, alright? I like toggle aim. It's how I learned to play PC back in the day on COD 4, alright? Leave me alone. I'm also starting to realize I'm doing the thing that a lot of Cold War snipers do when they're like holding angles and like will flutter the scope like this and keep it up. Kinda have to do it in this game just given how slow the ADS timing in this game is, and I see why people do it. If I can get it down to a point where my muscle memory is good enough to just like switch between the two without any problem, then I feel like I'll be good. Hope that you guys are proud of me now that I've started to use hold to aim on this game. Now I'm curious though, for those of you guys that do play this game on KBAM, how many of you guys do play toggle aim? I feel like if I made the switch to hold to aim a lot sooner with this game, it could have benefited me a lot more in the long run, but oh well, at least I'm doing it now. Still working on getting the 100,000 kills with the Tundra, so surely hold to aim will help with that. We really came back and won that. Oh my god. With that all being said, again, it is still really sad to see David Vonderhaar leaving Treyarch. It doesn't feel real. It just feels weird. But yeah, as far as Cold War is going right now, I know I talked a little bit about this at the start of the video, but 12v12 right now and the whole like sniping community is honestly, it's just a straight up dumpster fire. I'm not even gonna lie. Because once again, we have a brand new tool that's out where a whole bunch of people are just kicking each other in and out of lobbies, and it's just a disaster. So to my understanding, this is a pretty similar situation to what we've already seen a couple of months ago, where again, people were getting their lobbies crashed, people getting kicked out of games and such. It's not like people are getting RCE'd or anything like that. It's not a rat exploit. It's just that the new tool going around right now still does the exact same thing, where again, you can get your game crashed, get kicked out of lobbies, get given these weird error messages like you have to own the DLC to play this map when you know that's not true, or where you know you already own the DLC to the game, and just getting that kind of error just doesn't make any sense. Thing of it is, I already talked a good bit about this in my recent Modern Warfare 2 video, where even though Steam Modern Warfare 2 got the fix, like it's the same kind of principle here. The longer that these games are out and the longer that people are on them, there are still going to be those guys that are just dedicated enough to getting their tools working, no matter what the game is. Thankfully, in the case of Steam Modern Warfare 2, and again, especially here with Black Ops Cold War, more so especially because this is still a recent Call of Duty game, it is really nice to see that they're still taking those active preventative measures to updating the game. It's only a matter of time, depending on how dedicated these modders are to making their new tools and getting them updated. It's only a matter of time before they're up and running again on the new version, on the new security of the game, whatever that may be. So, and with the security update that came to Black Ops Cold War a couple of days ago, I don't know exactly what it entails because they're not really putting out like massive patch notes for these kind of things. They're just tweets from the Call of Duty updates Twitter. I feel like obviously with them still updating these games, it is really nice to see that they're still, you know, caring and doing their best to keep these games up to date, but there's just really no telling how long it's going to be before people start updating their tools. So that's just kind of the reality of the game. It still is really nice to see that they're going back and updating the games and everything, not even just on Cold War, but again, the Steam MW2 update. It gives me hope that they're going to go back and put some security updates out for games like Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2. I would also really like to see them fix the Infinite Warfare bug that's been going on for over a year now that still hasn't been taken care of yet. I know I've also talked a little bit about this, but I feel like it's starting to make more and more sense as to why these new Call of Duty games are going to be built off of the continuous IW9 engine. This new Call of Duty HQ thing that's been talked about with Modern Warfare 3 and just keeping everything as organized and on the same like EXEs as possible does make the most amount of sense because then they're easily able to go in and find the problems. At least that's the way that I'm assuming that everything is going to work out. I could be completely wrong, but I just feel like it makes the most amount of sense to keep everything as organized as possible. So with these kind of security flaws and updates, they could hopefully easily update them. Still just wanted to let you all know what's been going on with Cold War, that again, thankfully the game still is being updated and the devs are again looking into the security and keeping this game updated. Really nice to see. Thankfully it's not any sort of like serious rat RCE problem or anything like that. It's you're fine to play the game. It's not like your computer's gonna spontaneously combust. It's just that unfortunately right now the tools are kind of rampant that it's not really a giant surprise if you do end up getting kicked out of lobbies, especially if you're a sniper and you end up sniping another sniper who has the tool and can just freeze your game, kick you out. dude, anytime I feel like I'm about to get something going, there's always someone with an LMG. If you guys didn't see the MW2 update video that I made, or even the video that I made with Rxqe recently, again, I recently helped him out with the video on like the whole Call of Duty PC situation. The way that a lot of these games have been made all the way up until this point in time is that they've all been built off of the same continuous engine. Started with Quake 3, Infinity Ward took their modified version, made COD 4, Treyarch took that engine, made their version of World at War, and then they just both kind of branched off into their own separate versions of the engine, which is why each game felt a little bit different. But because it's been this continuously updated thing, it's just that there may be strings of old code in there, old bad code, that have these kind of exploits where people can create these tools and just, again, freeze people's lobbies, crash the game, all sorts of stuff like that. Again, that's my understanding of it. There's definitely a whole lot more that goes into it, but I feel like that's the gist of it. I don't think there's ever going to be a complete foolproof patch for this kind of thing. It's just something, again, in the case of these old games, that the devs are going to have to continuously look over. So we'll just have to see what happens, really. It's been an absolutely insane past 48 hours with Call of Duty, with the Modern Warfare 3 reveal, the news about David Vonderhaar leaving, the Cold War updates. There was just a whole lot to talk about for this video, so again, I'm sorry if this video kind of seemed all over the place. But yeah, so with that all being said, that's going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Go ahead and let me know what your thoughts on everything are down in the comment section below. I feel like I'm being super optimistic about this. Again, with the way that Cold War and BO4 were handled, like, I feel like we're in good hands still with Treyarch, especially going into next year with 2024. We're in good hands with Sledgehammer, and this year, devs are still looking into and taking care of these old games as far as the security goes. Like, I feel good right now. I feel really good. Again, though, just wanted to hop on and talk about all these things real quick. So again, really hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. It's Rage, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care, everybody.